What's going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and today we're going over a stretching and warm-up routine that you can perform for sports like football and track, and this will help get your body nice and warm, your muscles pumped, and it will help prevent injury. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Alright, you guys, so I know that stretching and warming up probably isn't everyone's favorite subject to talk about, just because it's boring and most people kind of want to rush through it and just get it out of the way. But for me, it's something that's really essential, and I've always, or at least recently, tried to really take advantage of. A little bit of background about me: when I was younger, I've played soccer pretty much all the time, rec league and all that. Growing up, I played a little bit of tennis, actually, basketball, and then coming into high school, I ran track, and then I played football in middle school, in high school, and then soccer as well. It's pretty much soccer my whole life, and then a variety of sports along with that. But throughout all that, I've actually pulled my hamstrings about 4 times, maybe more. And then I've had other little minor injuries. I also popped my kneecap out of its place, and it's popped itself back in. So I've been a pretty injury prone person, and talking to my doctors, especially after hamstring injuries, the really serious ones where it actually was, I almost couldn't walk afterwards. What they always told me was, basically you just gotta stretch more, you gotta warm up more. And I never really understood what was going on. Because I'd always do the same thing that the rest of the team was doing. It seemed like I was the only one that was getting hurt. But just talking and researching through it more, as you can see, I do work out and I lift, I would say more than I guess the average person on my team. And so what I can realize is that the more explosive of an athlete that you are, you generally are going to have to do more warm-ups, because it's going to make you a little more injury prone. I remember I was in a track race and I was running 100 meters, and this was the state final for AAU that year, which was actually the only year that I ran. And I pulled my hammy in the middle of the race, and I literally almost couldn't finish it, and it was just the worst feeling in the world. And I remember after that point, I promised myself that I was going to do whatever it took so that wouldn't happen again. And so basically what I'm trying to say with all this is you need to take care of your body, and warming up might not be the best thing that comes to your mind. You just want to get in the game and go ahead and play, but stretching is really essential. Pretty much after I implemented this routine that you guys are seeing right now, my injuries stopped and they went away. Another major thing to keep in mind is, especially if you're doing a lot of squatting with heavy weights, that is putting a lot, that's taxing your muscles, especially your hamstrings, and a little bit of your quads. So you want to make sure you stay warm throughout that, and you don't want to just hop into running, say, sprints right after that. I know that might seem common sense, but I know I had a combine at school, we had to run a 40, do a broad jump, and then max squat and max bench. Well, I went straight from doing a max squat into running a 40, and I just felt so off. And along with hamstring problems, I've also had a bunch of problems with my hip flexors. And so what you're seeing now, for example, this is a dynamic routine to warm up your hamstrings. Now, another topic that a lot of people like to talk about is dynamic versus static warm-ups. A lot of people now are trying to say that static stretching isn't good for you, and you should stick to dynamic things. Well, I don't agree with that at all. Of course, everything's going to depend on personal preference, but for me, I know if I just hop right into dynamic warm-ups, which basically means doing what you're seeing now, high knees or karaoke, something like that, just getting your body warm, it doesn't work for me. I have to stretch my hamstrings individually, my quads individually, my calves individually, my hip flexors individually, and then I go into this. And I don't even think it's just me, because I know, especially the more that I got into track, for example, if you see the big athletes training Usain Bolt or Tyson Gay, Basically a lot of track athletes, they do a lot of this stretching before they get into their warm-ups at all. And it's not just a coincidence. Guys that really have to take care of their body and perform their peak performance, they're going to implement this stretching in, and a lot of them hire specific people just to help them with that. So I don't want you guys to think that what I'm showing you right here is too much, or I don't think you should rush through it at all, because it really can help you out with your performance, and it really is essential. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today, though. Right now you see me doing some these are called like bounds right here, just to get your body nice and loose before you're ready to perform.
Guys, that was the vid. I know it might have seemed a little long to be a stretching and warm-up routine. However, I'm just really big on preventing injury, so that's why I go so in depth and include so many exercises. But if you got anything out of this, please give it a thumbs up. It really helped my channel grow. Also subscribe down below for more sports training content. But with that being said, have a good day, and I'm out.